Hello, hello, welcome and welcome back. My name is Zaria Ray Lee. If you haven't been here before, we are on day 9 of the Reset My Life 30-day journaling challenge. Okay, this is a challenge to help you reset the mindset so as to continue to reset the life. Hold on, I've been super dehydrated with the winter and the heat in the house. So I know one of my needs is making sure I just drink all the water, all the water. But we're going to go ahead and jump in. We start with our daily affirmations, appreciations, gratitudes to really just get into the zone. Then we're going to go ahead and jump into our journaling prompt. And I have those journaling analysis process tools ready to start sharing with you all. So we're going to go through analysis 1 and 2 with this journaling prompt today and show you guys how exactly it helps you and how it's sort of a beginning dive into shadow work. All right. Oh, okay. I had to make sure I write down something to myself because it sparked something in my brain for me. Okay. All right, here we go. Our daily appreciations. I am hmm. We're going to start with gratitude because some days it feels like you may not want to pinpoint one specific thing to be appreciative of or affirm in yourself or be grateful for. And I find when my mind is just grasping at straws or maybe even on too many different things, starting with the gratitude helps for me because I can always be like, I'm grateful to breathe. I know that for a fact. I can always say that. I know that for a fact. So today, I am grateful for the vibrancy I feel in living and learning to live a life I love. Ooh, that one's really nice. So, next, my daily appreciation. I appreciate appreciate my perceptions. I like that, my perceptions, my mindsets, and the shifts that go in between. Oh, that one's pretty. Okay. Now, for my affirmation for today. And like always, you can write your own. You don't have to copy the ones I do. I think it's actually more beneficial to come up with your own. So definitely take this time to come up with your own as well. Affirmation for today. I am prepared, uh, knowledgeable, skilled, qualified, and a true embodiment and testament to myself and my journey. Oh, I like that one. That was really good. That one's juicy. Okay, so I'd like to just go ahead and briefly read all three of my statements for day 9 of the Reset My Life 30-day journaling challenge. My daily appreciation. I appreciate my perceptions, my mindsets, and the shifts that go in between. My daily gratitude. I am grateful for the vibrancy I feel in living and learning to live a life I love. Period. I love that one. Okay. Affirmation. I am prepared, knowledgeable, skilled, and qualified, and a true embodiment and testament to myself and my journey. So that's it for your daily affirmations and appreciations. They really are just meant to get you into the zone for free journaling in a way that actually uplifts and empowers you instead of, because sometimes we just need to journal our feelings, and sometimes our feelings aren't, when we continue to highlight them, sometimes they stick. So it's really good sometimes to just go ahead and put yourself in the headspace you know you want to be in for your journaling before you get there. So I really like to start off with these daily statements, and they're really, really impactful for me. I definitely can see and feel how they enhance not only the way I feel about myself, but my routine. So I'll just go ahead and give a short brief before we jump into our prompt, but I will let you go ahead and write it down. So, uh, briefly, I actually today, okay, so the past week or so, I have started medications for my mental health. Me personally, have I decided that, you know what, I need a little bit of extra help. I was stuck in a cycle for about 3 years, and points of it got really bad, and I was like, okay, I really need to address this and actually accept the help that it gives me, um, and just go ahead and do that. So I have, but over the course of this journaling challenge, I've also noticed that the words I feed into myself are the energy that I carry with me throughout the day. So, actually, as a matter of fact, you need to hear this face to face. The words that I feed into myself are the energy that I carry with me throughout the day. It's exactly what I think and what I feel for the rest of the day, even when the fears pop up, or the anxiety pops up, or the worry, or the apathy, the unfocusedness, the whatever it is, when those things pop up, because I'm consistently feeding these new thoughts and habits into myself, it it allows me to recognize those things and say, "Oh no, that's not it. That's not true." And I'm able to combat those thoughts immediately with new phrases, new meanings, new ways of thinking. So that's really what these appreciations do. They're a tool in your arsenal to help combat intrusive thoughts, to help combat the random things that worry and anxiety may bring up for you, that overwhelm may bring up for you, feeling pressured may bring up for you. These affirmational statements are very powerful tools. So utilize them. All right, so we're gonna need to go ahead and move on because I still want to try to keep this under 30 minutes today. And we're going over two different analysis processes. All right, so here's our journaling prompt for today. I'll go ahead and read it. That should say day 9. How dare you? I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm glad I moved it anyways. I do have I have the prompt here. We'll just go ahead and pull it up. Ooh, I apologize, but yes, definitely utilize those affirmational statements in your everyday life. I think it's honestly one of the main, not even one of the main, I think it is the main tool in how I decided to even, like, change things for myself, because there were points where I was like, no, I don't need that, like specifically medication or things like that. No, I don't need that. I tried that, and you know, it was other things that made me actually be able to stay on track with my life when that just wasn't true. Why is it not adding? As a matter of fact, I already have it here for y'all. So I apologize. I really wanted this to be under under what should we call it, 30 minutes, but we're having some technical difficulties, so just give me a moment. If you'll be patient, I can fix this prompt for you all so that you can see it. It's still reading the incorrect prompt. So all right, now I'm trying to make sure we get through this session, okay? Technology, I'm gonna need you to work with me, not against me. There we go. Thanks, babe. All right. Here's our journaling prompt for day 9. Day 9 of the Reset My Life Get Ready for Change challenge. They are all within the Get Ready for Change sort of realm, the present journey realm. But this challenge is really about resetting your mindset so you can reset your life. So, in a way, it's a reset my mind challenge. So I might end up changing the title of it after we finish, but for now, it's just reset my life. Okay. All right. So the journaling challenge for today, day 9, based on your answers to yesterday's prompt, what things and habits in your life now will you need to release in order to make room for the new you? So one more time, I'll repeat it just to get it in everyone's heads, and then you can silently read it to yourself as you're writing. I'll also go ahead and write it down for myself too. All right. Based on your answers to yesterday's prompt, what things and habits in your life that exist now will you need to release in order to make room for the new you? Okay, so take a moment to write those down. And analysis 1 is there to help you gain more insight into the question by yourself if you're completing this challenge by yourself, or if you're just doing any random journaling um, challenge or any random journaling prompt. You can utilize analysis version 1 to help you actually gain more insight into what the prompt is actually asking you. What concepts and themes of life is this really about to touch on? How can I systematically evaluate this prompt in my answer to give me more knowledge about myself? That's really what the whole journaling analysis process is about. The JAP. I like to call it the JAP because it's short and it's sweet, and it really kind of just encompasses everything. The journaling analysis process, the JAP. Okay? So, everyone's written it down. Um, and we're going to go ahead and jump in. Okay? So, definitely stay tuned. I'm going to also show you guys how your answers to today's prompt are going to help you increase capacity for risk, acceptance, and change, just like we've been talking about for the past few days. Um, all right. Excuse me. So, journal analysis workbook, you can go ahead and there's a link that should be available in the description box and here. You can download the digital version for free, print it out yourself for free 99. Okay, you can even put it in black and white so you don't have to worry about the colors, or you can click on the website and actually purchase a printed version that will be shipped to you and bound. It will be a bound book shipped to you, printed version, $20. And you can do that. Or you can just download this one for free. and print it out. I like to have the physical versions. So even myself, I printed it out here at home just to show you guys how easily accessible it is. I'm really all about free knowledge. Knowledge should be free. The only thing that costs is the fact that resources cost. So certain physical things are just going to have to cost money in order for you to be able to receive them. Shipping costs, printing costs, things like that. But otherwise, I believe all knowledge should be shared for free. So I'm here to share that knowledge. And if you ever feel like, oh, I would love to buy that product, but I'm not sure if it's going to work for me. Definitely search within the Pampered and Luxed channel, within the Zaria Ray Lee channel, and I'm sure you will find a few videos on that topic. It may take you some time to get through it because the products are also all the knowledge condensed into one area. So that condensation of knowledge is also an a part of the payment as well. But all of this is free. You can literally just download this right now on my website for free. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into um, the workbook. This is sort of the beginning of it. If you decide to download it, you'll see this after the opening page. And here is analysis one. The process of analysis one is to create questions and prompts related to your prompt that you're answering in order to help you hone in on how to actually answer the prompt best for you. Okay, so this is if you feel confused by the question, if you feel like the question is really broad and you need to bring it down, like really make it more concise, or if you just want to gain more knowledge. So this today we're using the prompt. We're using analysis version 1 on a prompt that I feel is pretty um self-explanatory in a way, but it does have some items in it and some concepts within it that you may want to ask more questions about in order to get the most appropriate answer to where you actually are in life and where you're going. Okay. So, this analysis one is all about bringing in more clarity. So, that's what that does. Analysis one brings clarity so that you can be clear in the knowledge that you're about to give yourself through your writing. Okay. All right. So, with our daily prompt today, based on your answer to yesterday's prompt, what things and habits in your life now will you need to release in order to make room for the new you? Now, if you look at your prompt from yesterday, you might or might not have finished it, but we're going to work with what you have finished because yesterday's prompt describe in detail the benefits and positive new changes you see in your life, in your new vision of your life, right? So you wrote down a whole sort of visualization of what was going on. I'll read the first part of my answer that I shared with you all yesterday. My routine changes to a more natural, fluid, and respectful version of how I spend my time, energy, and resources, right? So from my answer, also with my visualization, because I have that as well, from my answer, I take that and I go, okay, what questions can I ask myself to give myself a bit more perspective, a bit more clarity on the prompt today? I know that yesterday I wrote down a whole visualization. So the first thing I like to write for myself is what was my answer to yesterday's prompt? Like literally just write that. What was my answer to yesterday's prompt? That's the first thing you're going to get. What, oh yeah, what was my answer to yesterday's prompt? Remember, you just need to add clarity. This is how you're adding clarity, breaking the question down into a bit more so that you can understand the full scope of it. Okay, the next question you can ask yourself, and you're also going to have questions that I may not mention that you can ask yourself as well. What takes up most of my time, energy, and resources now? Because based on my answer, I said that I'm going to have a routine that changes the way that I spend my time, energy, and resources into a more fluid and respectful and natural version for me. Okay. So that means that some of the habits I have now must not be completely fluid, natural, or respectful of the way I'd like to spend my time, resources, and energy. Meaning, I can ask myself, what takes up most of my time, resources, and energy right now? What is it? Because once I identify those things, I can decide how I'd like to shift them out of my life. And for example, I mentioned my antidepressants before because that was a choice I decided to make by asking myself these questions. I said, you know what? No. What is the life I choose to live? I don't, inside of that life, I don't see all this overthinking, over worrying, and constantly being overwhelmed, feeling pressured, having panic attacks back to back to back. I don't see that happening for her. That's not in her life. And sure, there are things within my actual body that allow me to not necessarily control that, but that doesn't mean there isn't something outside of me or in my resource areas, in my tool belt that I can't pull out of the tool bag to actually help me alleviate that. And I was like, oh, you know what? I remember the last time that I was actually pretty stable and peaceful, and I was able to actually do things and get everything done the way I needed it to without feeling overwhelmed and pressured and ending up breaking down from that. And you know what? It was when I was on my antidepressant medication. So we're going to put that back into my life, even if I am scared of the risks that may come with it. All I have to do is do some research and make sure that the one I'm prescribed isn't something that has too many risks that I'm uncomfortable with. I just need to do some research and actually make choices for myself about what I'm taking and putting in my body, not necessarily allowing a third party or a second party or whatever to completely decide that for me. Okay. So I will also go ahead and say this is about to be, I think, a 40-minute video today, 40, 45. I don't think we're going to be doing 30 today. I just want to make sure you guys get all the information and are actually able to hone in with this information. All right. So that is what I mean when I was saying what do I not want in my life right now? That is something intangible. Let's talk about something that's tangible. Okay. If you're somebody who wants to, or you know that the life that you see for yourself in the future, you don't um maybe you don't eat sugar. Maybe that's something you really want to prioritize. For me, that's something I would really want to prioritize. So that's why I brought it up. I know that eating sugar is not something I'd like for me. For me, every time I eat it, every time it's in my body, especially the high fructose corn syrups, the corn syrups, all of those, um, they give me a lot of hormonal roller coaster, emotional roller coaster. And with the hormonal roller coaster, that affects how my body feels physically, not just mentally. And I noticed that when I don't eat those things, I don't have as much trouble or problems with my depression, with my anxiety, with my ADHD. Okay. I don't have as many problems. So I'd like, she doesn't eat that. She doesn't do that. That's not in her world. So, how do I go about taking it out of my world right now? And honestly, I've pretty much done it for the most part. The only things that usually happen sugar wise, and when I say sugar, I mean cane sugar specifically, as well as turbinado sugar kind of does it for me sometimes. Coconut sugar is pretty okay, but I can't have it like consistently or all the time. That's like if I want a nice baked good once a week, then I can put it inside of there. But honey and maple are really the best things for me if I want to sweeten something In my morning tea, I love a good honey, and honey works best. It works well with me. It actually is a very nourishing thing for me. So I stick with maple, honey, molasses, even if I'm doing like something with a little depth. I like to bake, I like to cook, I like to make a lot of different ingredients and sauces. So molasses comes in handy. And molasses, I believe, does come from sugar cane, but it doesn't affect me the way that straight sugar does, especially if I'm the one that's cooking or I'm the one that's using the ingredient. So I have taken those two things and I have decided to alleviate that ache for me. And sugar is definitely still an addictive substance, okay? There are studies on this. All you have to do is look at people and say, oh, she just says she doesn't want to eat sugar and then she had a whole binge on these cinnamon rolls. Well, that's because it's addictive, babe. It's addictive. So one of the things I've done is make sure that if I'm buying treats for myself, which I don't buy a lot of pre-packaged foods anymore anyways, because I don't want to have sugar in excess or even at all in those certain areas. I don't want to have certain additives in my food. I know that certain things just react with my body differently. I'm not doing that. So I make sure I keep certain snacks in the house. I actually have these breakfast banana bread, banana pudding things. It was actually a dessert that I made, but because I make them so rich with a lot of different nutrients, chia seeds, oat flour that I made just from straight oats. Um, I put in a little bit of regular flour. It was mostly banana. I think I used aquafaba instead of applesauce or something like that. But the point is, they were basically also little breakfast bites. So I eat them as treats. I eat them as breakfast bites. I make sure that I have things in the house that I can snack on and that I can eat, that I can still have this sweet, especially tea. I love a good cup of tea that is sweetened to a nice level, especially if I'm craving something sweet, which has really only been happening after consuming so much sugar over the holidays. I had a really bad reaction with it over the holidays, and that made me decide no. So, whatever you know is taking up most of your time, energy, resource, the things that really matter to you. I know that my physical health is a resource that I am not about to play with. My mental health is a resource I'm not about to play with. So, I cut those things out. Okay. I cut that out and I put something in to help me balance out the hormones in my brain because they don't balance themselves out naturally, which is sometimes just how people are. It's okay to ask for help wherever you need it. Just know that you are the person who makes these choices for you. Okay. Another question that you can ask yourself, what things don't align with the new version of me? I kind of touched on that already. And then, what space and needs does this new me have? Okay. So, one thing that I know for me that I need, there we go. Okay. Okay. Here's something more tangible that seems really small, but is actually really big in the long run, especially if you find that a task like this is just, uh, why? Or maybe for you, for me, it activates the ick. Let me just tell you that before we even start. This task activates the ick. It always has. When I was a child, I would gag trying to do it. I'd be like, no, no. And it's washing the dishes. Okay. I love to cook. I love to bake. I would do it all day if I didn't have to do all them dishes. Okay. And I actually went from living by myself for a bit where I had a dishwasher and I had that ability to having to move back in with my parents because I wasn't making sure I prioritized my actual needs to be able to stay in that position. Okay? That's what happened for me. Now, I didn't actually use it as often as I could have, and that is also one of the things that made me realize I wasn't prioritizing my actual energy and needs. For me, I know that it takes a lot more time and energy for me to do that. And when I don't have to do it, I have so much time and energy left over to do so many other things. so many other things that it's more impactful for me to just be in a place that has a dishwasher. Just be in a place that has a dishwasher. So much time and energy saved. So much more of my time and energy respected. And so much more of my time and energy spent doing things that work naturally for me. All by just having this one resource that, especially nowadays, comes with most housing. So, that is what I mean when I say actually get clear on the intangibles and tangibles that in your life take up too much time, energy, space for you. It doesn't matter what it looks like for other people. It matters what it feels like and looks like for you so that you can focus on your version of living. You have to get all of those things out before you can get there. That's how you get there. You replace all the things that are your old you with the things that are new you so that you can be new you, right? Okay. Now, analysis version 2 is pretty simple. And it's pretty it, it's pretty simple, but it's one of the harder parts because the more you ask, the deeper you go, the harder it is to start facing certain things and start taking accountability for certain things, start understanding certain things. It gets hard. It gets hard to look that deep. So it's okay if you start feeling like, I don't even want to know if I want to go this deep. The point is, you're gonna answer your journaling prompt. After analysis 1, you answer your journaling prompt and you hit analysis 2. And like I said, you literally can go to the website pamperedandluxed.com, pamperedandluxed.com. You can go there and literally download this document for free so that you can look back on it anytime you want and have all the information. Okay. So with analysis version 2, this is after you've answered your prompt. Answer your prompt and then come back to this. Okay. Analysis version 1 happens before you answer your prompt. Okay. All right. I just wanted to be clear with that. Analysis version 2 goes like this. Oh, I answered my prompt. Now let me look at why I felt or said or thought what I felt or said or think in that prompt. And then I'm going to ask myself why again, and why again, and why again, and why again, and 2 more times, why again, why again. You're going to ask why 7 times. I know it sounds excessive. I know it sounds like why specifically 7? Does that really matter? I just want to ask a few times and then I'll be done. No, 7 is important. You need to ask 7 different times because here's what happens. I'll show you exactly what happens. Hopefully, I go into a place where I still want to continue sharing because I haven't thought out loud about this one yet, and I didn't do analysis 2 version for my prompt for today as of yet. So I'm doing it right here with y'all live in person, okay? I answered my prompt. I said, okay, these are the things that I want to let go. I want to let go of sugar. I want to let go of washing the dishes. I want to let go of, oh, no, 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 not washing the dishes. I want to let go of making washing the dishes my tasks instead of a machine's task. Like the machine can do that. And she does it so well, she sanitizes. She sanitizes. You know how crazy that is? Besides the point, sugar, washing dishes, high anxiety, high depression. Okay. Those are 4 different things I decided I'm not taking with me. Okay. I know they're lifelong. 2 of these are lifelong struggles. Of course, I'm still going to have some things that pop up here and there, but the heightenedness of it, she's not doing that no more. I'm taking whatever resources and help I need to make sure I'm not doing that no more. Why? Because I've been in a position where I didn't prioritize my energy and needs. And I ended up prioritizing somebody else's energy and needs over mine. Because if you're not prioritizing you, what are you prioritizing? Okay, you have to be prioritizing something. Even if you're just sitting there, lying in the dark, Maybe the TV's on to drown out half your brain, and maybe the TikTok's on to drown out the other half of your brain. You're prioritizing something, even if it's distraction. So, what are you prioritizing? Okay, back to the point. Oh, that dog took me out of my concentration. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. That dog took me out of my concentration. Okay, why the first time for me was because I've been in a position where I was prioritizing someone else or something else that doesn't even matter to me, and I ended up feeling and being miserable. I ended up having to take resources and accept help from places that didn't actually benefit me. Okay, so why? Why again? Why did I prioritize those other things, and uh why did I yeah, why did I prioritize those other things? Let's start there. Because it's what I was taught to do just growing up, prioritizing those other things, those other people. That's just what I knew. That's just what I knew. Oh, why is that what you knew? Now you're diving in deep. Now we're starting to get deeper, and we're only at 3. See, that's why we keep asking why. Because we're only at 3, and I'm just starting to get deep, okay? I'm just starting to drill into the core of the right? Okay. Why? Yeah. I'm trying to make sure I share what I feel comfortable sharing with, but I want y'all to get the point, okay? Why was I taught to prioritize those other things? Because the environment I was in and the people I was around just believed that's the way the world works and still do. They they just believe that's the way the world works and still do, and that's why I was taught to believe that's the way the world works and that's how I'm supposed to live. Now, when you get into why again, fourth one, that was a little too deep for me to share. Okay. Once you start getting a little too deep to share, now you've just hit a little bit of a, you've just started to, let's keep going. You found a diamond inside all that coal, but now you gotta take it out. You gotta examine it, see what type it is. You need to polish it, get it cut. Okay, I'm only on the fourth why. Once you hit seven whys, okay, that's how you ask why in succession. And this journaling analysis process workbook can also help you figure out what to ask why to. You can identify what to ask why to by asking yourself what part of my answer gave me the biggest or strongest feelings or reactions. And you can also say what concept of about myself or the world have I sort of been going around with this question or with my answers. All right. Now, like I said, you can literally go to the link in the description box and download this for free right now. You will have that digital workbook for FREE right now. Okay? So why not take this opportunity to help yourself? Whatever habit you need to take out of your life from yesterday, or even if it's today, to be able to complete this workbook for yourself in a 30-day format, a 7-day format, until I'm done format, whatever you need it to be. Take out whatever you need to take out so you can do it, so that you can have more control over your life, so that you can have more understanding of yourself, and so that you can regain the power and regain the power to reset your mind. Okay? Now, guess what? We're done. That's it. Aren't you so happy? Like, look at you. Now, I know you might not have had full time to actually Go ahead and answer your prompt. You might have been taking notes on the little mini workshop. So go ahead, answer your prompt for the day. I'm really proud of you for staying so far, soaking up this knowledge because it's here for free. I'm giving it to you right now. You don't have to buy the products. You can get it for free. I highly recommend buying the products if you want to boost something faster, if you want to dive in a little bit deeper with a little bit more help. But this is something that you can do for yourself right now. It just costs you a little bit of time and energy, and you already know you're probably spending time and energy somewhere you don't even want to long term. So replace this journaling challenge, replace this journaling analysis process with that, okay? Replace it with that. And you can start to see exactly how making that one small change can give you such a huge difference in your life. And from there, you'll realize, oh, I can make another change. I can decide to let go of um laying in my bed for 5 hours in the morning instead of doing a few things before I have to work. And I don't mean doing a few things as in trying to be productive, but babe, did you eat? Did you drink some water? Maybe let's go sit outside and get some nice nature and energy, soak up the sun. You're still a living being, okay? You need some fitness. You don't have to go running, but let's take a nice stroll around the neighborhood, okay? Literally, even those small things, and sometimes they can feel extremely, extremely hard. I highly recommend, if you feel like some of these things are way too hard and this is way too much, for me, when I get to that point, I go seek out some mental health care professionals, okay? I go to my therapist, which I'm actually searching for a new one, and I go to a psychiatrist to see if medication can help as well. Okay. And you can even do some research of your own if you know that you're somebody who wants to do holistic health. There are holistic doctors, there are holistic nurse practitioners. Okay. Do whatever you need to do to make sure you're good, because the only way that you're going to be able to actually maintain your life and your living in a fully healthy and content way is to do you for you first. Okay, babe? That's how you can do that. And then if you know that you're someone who likes to help the world and help people, you can do that from there. But you don't have to take from yourself to do that, okay? You can replenish yourself and fuel your energy, and you can go do that work, and it can also replenish you and fuel your energy. But you have to learn what that looks like for you. And in order to do that, you have to start doing for you, and in order to do that, you need to understand what you're doing now and why you do it. So that is why we do these challenges. That is why we're here. That is what we're doing. Okay? Now, I want to thank you all for being here, for doing this for you. And I would love to just bask in a little bit of appreciation and gratitude right now. I really want you to just feel and appreciate how much you're really doing for yourself right now. Whether you finish completing your journaling prompt after I turn off this video or not, because I know sometimes it may feel hard to do things without the body doubling, without the excess stimulation, but you've already done so much. You've already done so much for you. So be proud of that. Okay? Be proud of that. I'm proud of you. We got this. You got this. Okay? Tomorrow, we are 1/3 of the way through with this 30-day Reset My Life challenge. So, what are you going to do after 30 days? Let's start thinking about that. How are you going to continue to change your life? You don't have to stop here.